Hello! This is going to be a very quick and silly little video about how my neurodivergence informs my personal sense of style. I think this is a really interesting topic that people don't touch on enough, is just about how disability can influence fashion. There are of course really obvious ways that physical disability can affect your personal style. Just to throw myself under the bus, I'm overweight. Let's face it, I'm obese. Many disability scholars will tell you that that is its own specific kind of disability. And of course my size is of course going to have a very specific impact on the types of clothes I am able to wear. But that's not even what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how my neurodivergence, how my brain specifically works, influences the way I dress. Do you want the good news or bad news first? Let's start with the bad news. The negatives. The negatives are I can't wear bracelets. My diseased little brain hates how something around my wrist feels. If I do put something around my wrist, I'm going to be fiddling it with it all day and slowly drive myself insane with the incessant stimming. I can't stand it. I can't wear bracelets. I never will wear bracelets unless it's some kind of like really tame plastic candy bead bracelet that I can easily take off or something. In the same vein, I have a really hard time with rings. I fidget with rings. I constantly shift them to different fingers. Of course, this leads to me losing rings. It leads to me just chucking my rings across the room in frustration, again from the incessant stimming. I love rings. When I was in high school, I tried to get a ring for every one of my fingers so people would start calling me Ringo because he was my favorite Beatle, but it just wasn't meant to be. My hands and wrists are supposed to be bare, and there's just nothing I can do about it. In a similar sort of sensory issue thing, I have a lot of fabric icks. There are certain types of synthetic fabrics that really creep me out. Mostly that kind of cheap, newer acetate fabric that a lot of secretary blouses are made of now. They used to be made of polyester and those I can wear fine, but the acetate, just that creepy texture on my skin just makes me want to hurl, so I can't wear those. Not that that's a big loss anyway, they're usually pretty poorly made and tacky. Another glaringly obvious thing is all tags on my back have to be cut out. Probably about 20% of my sweaters have two little holes in the back from where I snipped the itchy tag off. Not a huge loss, but it is very specific to me to have two little holes in the back of my sweater from, you know, snip snip. The last negative and frankly very troubling thing about my neurodivergence and my fashion sense is that I have such an insanely specific, regimented set of frankly OCD based rules about what I can put on my body, the placement of clothes, if colors can be touching or not. You know, oh, I really want to wear a sweater with this dress, but the sleeves are too poofy and it'll just look wrong. You know, it is specific wall-crawlingly obnoxious rules like that often stifle my own personal creativity when it comes to crafting a new outfit, or just certain things in fashion that my brain won't let me do. Sometimes I wish I could kind of like ignore, tune out, and kind of try my own thing, but there's just a really strong voice that says, you can't do that. I won't like it if you do that. So those are the negatives. For something a little more neutral, I'm very photosensitive. Especially at the end of the day, lights can really bother me. Recently I've taken to wearing sunglasses indoors at this time of night to kind of block out the uncomfortable level of light in the house. And that's like not terrible. I mean, it's kind of cool to like wear sunglasses indoors. It looks weird, but you know, it's like, it's whatever, it's me, it's helpful. It's just sort of weird for people in the same room to see me indoors at night with sunglasses on. Whatever. Now for the positives. Finally, the positives of the things in my brain that make my style so special and so me and so perfect, and frankly that I wouldn't change for all of the tea in China. Those OCD rules I was talking about, they're actually kind of awesome. I have my own preset, intuitive set of rules that I must follow. No one else has these cheat codes that I have. The OCD rules can be good, they can be righteous, they can be regulatory, and they make my style wholly unique because no one else has the same set of rules that I do. And I love that. I love that about them. It's just that no one has the same combination of discerning laws of fashion as I do. It's beautiful. Next, in the same disorder, these obsessive tendencies I have, these fixations I get on fashion, on style, on my passions, they yield really positive results when it comes to extreme attention to detail and vision. It is so rare that I'm a perfectionist, you know? I mean, if there's a painting on my wall that's crooked, I don't care. That's not how my OCD manifests. I am truly obsessive about my passions, truly perfectionistic about my passions, and if something in my outfit is not just right, I can't live with myself. I have to make everything just so, and just look what that accomplishes. However, while I do have all these rules, while I do have all of this perfectionism, while I do have all of this attention to detail and vision, I also have spontaneity and impulsivity from being bipolar. So I will try new things. I will look at a pink tennis visor from the 90s that says "Crazy Woman" on eBay for $10 and say, "You will be mine." I think I have a really lovely balance between playfulness and rigorousness when it comes to my fashion sense, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Last but not least, this is no one specific diagnosis, but just the state of being a little bit nuts is really helpful to produce outfits like these. I mean, someone who's sane, someone who's in their right mind, someone who can just take 10 milligrams of Lexapro, meet with their therapist once a month and call it a day, just wouldn't dare. In conclusion, I love being the most stylish and the most crazy person in the room, in most of the rooms I go in. Well, fashion lunatics, I would love to hear from you. How do your neural pathways inform your dress sense? I'm always really curious to hear from you. I hope you're doing well. Take your meds, take your vitamins, stay hydrated, and until next time, bye!